Well, it's another rainy day, as you can see. Second weekend in a row, we're getting rains from a tropical system that's coming up our coast. But so far, this hunting season has been a total bust. Geese are not anywhere this year. Numbers are low, so haven't really been doing too much goose hunting. Haven't really got out that much at all. Just can't find the geese this year at the normal places. And next week starts archery season for deer. So we got the bow all tuned in. Today I'm going to sight it in, and I also want to add a light to shine on the fiber optics so that they glow a little bit more in the dim light. I would show you me shooting the bow and actually sighting it in, but the place I'm going to does not allow indoor photography or video on their premises. Same thing with the range I use to shoot my guns. They allow photography and video, but you cannot post it anywhere. It's only for personal use, so cannot show you that either. But we're going to go ahead and get it all set up and sight in for archery deer season, which starts next week. Let's hope the weather gets better than this. It's definitely feeling like fall time out with cooler temperatures. Today's only going to be in the barely 60 degrees. Alrighty. Well, I spent 3 hours on deer stand this morning, so I didn't see anything yet so far. Still very early archery season. The mosquitoes are coming out. I've got to go to the truck and lose this outer jacket because it's starting to warm up. It was 45 degrees this morning. The dew was dropping like crazy. Acorns were dropping like crazy. Haven't seen anything yet though, but it's probably upwards of almost 70 degrees right now. So I gotta go lose this outer jacket. Then I'll be going back on stand. Alrighty, well, it's about 12:30, coming off the deer stand for the first day. Oh, had to come off deer stand for a little bit because the mosquitoes are getting really, really bad. With all the rain we had this year, the mosquito population is just incredible. So, taking a little break, gonna go get my thermocell, and then I'm gonna head probably back out in a little bit, maybe an hour or two for the night hunt. That's the end of day one. You can probably hear the river in the background. I saw absolutely nothing. No animals at all. Nobody hiking through. There's a lot of acorns down, a sort of scrape, or what was maybe somebody's mock scrape. So a couple other good signs, rubs on trees, but yeah, today the deer just were not moving. It's been a warm day. It was about 80 degrees, so the deer are probably not moving around much. And also, it's a full moon. We're in the harvest moon, so the sky is still pretty bright considering it's like pitch black in the woods. So I'm gonna wrap it up for day one, and we'll see what happens day two and the rest of the season. Okay, so earlier I had a doe within 20 yards of me. I drew back on it. Just as I was about to release, it spun its head back away from me. Something behind it startled it. And then the doe didn't really run off, but kind of walked off too fast for me to get a shot off at it. So, pretty much staying out here all day now. Hopefully it'll be like last year, muzzleloader, where the doe came by, or actually my 6-pointer came by in the morning and then came back later in the afternoon. So we'll see. Adjusting for the time difference, since we're not into Eastern Standard Time yet, we're still into Eastern Daylight Time. The time of the morning is about the same, so hopefully the doe comes back, or a buck comes back this afternoon. But we're staying on stand. Had it been muzzleloader season, I would have definitely had it, because even though it walked off fast, I still could have got a shot off. Not so much with a arrow. It probably would have deflected off a branch. Alright, well, I'll catch up with you tonight once it gets dark. Alrighty, well, I've been on stand all morning. Haven't seen anything. This is probably about my 4th day out archery bow season for deer, but yeah, nothing has been moving in the last couple days since I've seen that doe come through. You may notice I got the orange hat on now, and the reason behind that is it's now youth season for pheasant. So a lot of kids with their parents out in the woods hunting pheasant. Small game for us adults opens up next week. I was going to go duck hunting today, but as you can see in here, it is very windy today. Being out in that kayak would have been absolutely no fun at all. So yeah, so we're on deer stand again. Nothing's moving. I'm going to go down, check a few scrapes in a few minutes, and see maybe if anything has touched the scrapes lately. But the trees are starting to get bare. The leaves are falling. It's opening up more lanes for shooting. I can see a lot more distances than I did before. So hopefully I'll be able to spot the deer a lot easier if they're moving, as opposed to how thick it was. But on the bad side of that, it also blows my cover. And we're about 2 weeks out from muzzleloader season, so we're starting to get into the pre-rut now. So these deer should start moving. But also, we have not had a frost yet this year, so the foliage is a little bit late turning. And I think the deer are probably taking it easy since it's not been as cold. The nights have been down into the 40s. Daytime high is starting to definitely feel like autumn, with it being 50s and 60 degrees. It's barely even going to be 50 degrees today, but yeah, we still have not had a frost. So I'm going to go check a few scrapes in a few minutes. That looks like a scrape. There's a couple scrapes that might be active in this area. Gonna have to keep an eye on it. Hopefully that's the case for muzzleloader. Some of the other ones up through here though look like they have not been touched in a while. They look like they're probably about a week or so old, so hopefully things start heating up within the next week or two. So I don't know if you can see that up in the tree there, but there is somebody's old homemade tree stand. At one time I also came across a ladder stand in these woods, but I wasn't going to climb it. The thing was so rusty, and the deck platform where you put your feet where you're sitting was all collapsed down. So this area obviously gets hunted a lot, or at least it used to. I just went and checked on the scrapes that I found the other day. Unfortunately, with all the heavy rain and the winds that we're getting, they're all covered up with leaves, so it looks like they're not even there. I did find some new rubs on the trees that look very promising, not too far from the scrapes. The only problem is how to get myself in and out of that particular spot with being quiet, because it's still very thick with leaves, and also it's not going to be conducive to getting in and out of there quietly, because the leaves on the ground and how thick the trees are also. So I spun my camera around to the opposite side of the tree to see if I can detect more activity. I'm going to take it down in a few days and actually check the images, but for now I just spun it around, thinking about setting up a second camera. But I got to be careful because it is small game. I got to be careful where I put it and make sure no other people in the woods or hunters see it. But it's starting to look promising as we get closer towards muzzleloader. But I still haven't seen anything since that one day I saw the doe and something spooked her from behind. Alrighty, so now I have two trail cams set up. One is pointing down where the buck rubs and the other trail is. The other one is pointed in my direction. We'll see for sure if I need to change my location or not for muzzleloader, but yeah, two trail cams should suffice. I'm going to take down both trail cams on Thursday. Yeah, let's get to the afternoon hunt. Alrighty, well the trail cam showed two deer coming through, but both at about midnight. So no daytime activity really anymore to report. Right now we're going to head up into another patch of land to do some small game hunting. We'll see how bad they actually cleared the land since I've been up here. My video over the spring showed that they were doing some forest management, but it looked a lot more like clear cutting. But yep, for right now this afternoon I'm up looking after small game, so we'll see what small game is up here. So far, I'm happy to report that the fields are pretty much looking the same so far. Haven't seen any birds though. Met up with a couple other hunters who did get a few shots off. But I tell you, unless you're running a dog, because there's so few hunters out in the woods anymore, and the state doesn't stock like they used to, it's getting harder and harder and harder to hunt and find a pheasant unless you're running a dog. I mean, if you're running a dog, it gets a little bit easier, but if you're not running a dog compared to what it used to be when there used to be birds all over the place. Now it's getting hotter. Plus, not only that, they stock very few birds, and the coyotes do end up getting a lot. So I'm going to press on. I'm going to see the area that they went ahead and cut. I'm almost up there now, and we'll see what that looks like. I'm not going to go all the way to the end because it's getting back late in the afternoon. I do want to get back out on deer stand if I have time, but so far haven't seen any birds, and yeah, haven't seen any squirrels either. So I think the coyotes really did a number up through here on the other animals, because there's really nothing like it used to be. Nothing at all. Okay, well, I'm out to the part that they cut down and turned 3 fields plus a clearing area into one huge field. I'll tell you, if I was up in Maine and I could drive to this, I would sit here and deer hunt, because this is very wide open, long shots. Pheasant hunting though, yeah. I don't know how well the GoPro is picking this up, but as you can see, they left a lot, and I do mean a lot, of stuff laying down. It's all tripping hazards. Although it looks like the little Tweety birds are loving it because they're jumping in and out. But yeah, like I said, this goes for a long way now, so this would be great during deer season. But for right now, pheasant hunting, I see where I could end up tripping a lot. So the reason why I said if I could drive up in here, I'm probably about a quarter to a half mile back in the woods right now, and that'd be a long way to drag a deer. And the gate is locked. By the time I called the DEM agent, got him to unlock the gate, come back up here with my vehicle, a coyote would definitely have my deer by then. But yeah, there's a lot of lay down they just left. Some of this area where I shot my fall foliage video is now gone. There's a nice little open area with some maple trees, oak trees. That's all gone. They cleared the edges and really cut back from that, so this might be nice in a few years, but as of this year, a lot of tripping hazards and a lot of mess. Definitely would need to run a dog through this. Or, like I said, if I could drive up here, I would definitely deer hunt with the muzzleloader or a shotgun. This would be great for rifle, but Rhode Island doesn't allow rifles. We don't have rifle seasons. I'm gonna head out of the woods. Hopefully have enough time to get back on deer stand, because coming up on the pre-rut and rut, and then in a couple days opens up muzzleloaders. I'll tell you one thing though, after they went ahead and cut this back, looks like the briars and poison ivy is really starting to come up in here. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of poison ivy up in here too. Oh well, we'll see what time I get back for deer stand. So this is the third time that I'm out for muzzleloader, third day I should say. Activity in my area has been kind of the same. Scrapes are still covered over. There's been no new scrapes. Been a couple new ropes on the trees, so things are heating up that way as we get more into the rut. Went out this morning. It's the coldest day we've had yet. It's been sleeting this morning. It was only 36 degrees. Then it started downpouring. I got absolutely soaked. I would have stayed out all day considering the new rubs on the trees, but I got absolutely soaked. And trying to get in and out of there this afternoon, I'm going to get even more soaked. So what I'm doing is I'm heading up to another spot that I'm just going to take a random walk in the woods, see what's in there since I only got a couple hours before dark. See what it looks like, see if there's been any activity, see if it's going to be worth coming back to my next day off, or if I'm going to go back to the other area I've been hunting. Alrighty, well, now I'm kind of torn. The area I was in this morning, where I normally hunt, there's been some new activity. There was a new rub, kind of like the one I just showed you that's up here. Also, there's a game trail up here as well as to where I was hunting. But up here, I got also some nice wide open shots. Also did hear something walk around, but it was out of sight range. I could not see what it was. So now I'm kind of torn on where I'm going to hunt the rest of the season.